There's a moment, quiet, still, when a woman looks at the man sitting across the breakfast table and realizes she doesn't know him at all. Not really. She thinks she does. She has the photos, the wedding album, the memories of the good years. But something has shifted beneath the surface. Something she can't quite name. Something that makes her lock the bathroom door at night, not for privacy, but for safety. This is that story. The Divorce by Freida McFadden is not just a thriller. It's a slow, suffocating portrait of what it feels like to be trapped inside a marriage that's starting to feel like a cage. And what happens when the only way out might be the most dangerous decision of your life. Stay with me, because this one, it goes places you won't see coming. On the outside, Cecilia and Ted Healy have the kind of marriage people envy. A beautiful home in a quiet neighborhood, 2 kids, a routine that hums along like a well-maintained machine. Ted is charming, effortlessly so. The kind of man who makes everyone in the room feel like the most important person there. He's attentive, devoted. He brings Cecilia coffee in the morning. He remembers her favorite songs. But Cecilia has started noticing things. Small things, almost imperceptible. The way his smile doesn't quite reach his eyes anymore. The way he watches her when he thinks she's not looking. The way certain questions, perfectly innocent questions, make his jaw tighten just slightly before he answers. She tells herself she's imagining it. She's good at that. Women like Cecilia, careful, measured, thoughtful, they learn early how to dismiss their own instincts, because the alternative is terrifying. The alternative means everything she built her life around was a lie. But here's the thing about lies. They always find a way to breathe. When Cecilia finally makes the decision to file for divorce, she does it quietly, carefully, like you'd defuse a bomb. She doesn't tell Ted, not yet. She contacts an attorney in secret. She starts gathering documents, financial records, account numbers, anything she might need. She's methodical about it, practiced. Because somewhere deep down, she already knows Ted is not the kind of man who will simply let her go. And that realization, that's where the story becomes something else entirely. Because as Cecilia takes those first steps toward freedom, she starts to realize that Ted already knows what she's doing. He doesn't say anything, but he knows, and he's watching. There's a particular kind of dread that comes from being watched by someone who loves you, or who says they love you. Every normal moment becomes loaded. When he refills her glass at dinner, she wonders. When he offers to take the kids to school, she wonders. When she wakes at 2 a.m. and finds his side of the bed empty, she wonders what he's doing in the dark. Freida McFadden is masterful at this. That slow-building, skin-crawling tension where you can feel something coming, but you can't see it yet. And you can't look away. As Cecilia digs deeper into Ted, into their marriage, into his past, she starts to find things she wasn't supposed to find. Ted Healy is not who he said he was. The backstory he told her, the family history, the old friendships, the stories she heard 100 times over dinners and lazy Sunday mornings, pieces of it don't add up. There are gaps, inconsistencies. And when she starts quietly pulling those threads, the whole sweater unravels. There was a woman before her, someone Ted was involved with, deeply involved with, who seemed to disappear from his life in a way that never fully made sense. Cecilia had heard the story once, long ago. He said they grew apart, said it ended amicably, said he barely thought about her anymore. But now, with fresh eyes, terrified eyes, Cecilia isn't so sure. she finds a name. And when she starts researching that name, everything she thought she knew is wrong. This is where Freida McFadden tightens the vice. Because Ted isn't just aware of Cecilia's plans to leave. He's been one step ahead the entire time. The things she thought were secret, the attorney, the documents, the private conversations with her sister, he knew. He's always known. Because the man Cecilia married is meticulous, controlled. He doesn't make scenes. He doesn't raise his voice. He smiles and waits and maneuvers, like a chess player who's already counted 12 moves ahead while you're still studying the board. And now Cecilia realizes something chilling. The divorce isn't just a legal proceeding. It's a threat to his entire carefully constructed life. And he will do anything to protect it. The story reaches its breaking point in a sequence that is genuinely hard to breathe through. Cecilia is no longer just fighting for her freedom. She's fighting for her life, for her children's safety. And she has to make a decision that will change everything. A decision she can't take back.
I won't give you every detail. Some of this book's power lives in the specifics of its final act, and you deserve to experience that yourself. But what I will tell you is this. Freida McFadden does not give you a simple ending. She gives you a true one. The kind that leaves you sitting quietly for a few minutes after you close the book, thinking about the women you know, the marriages that look perfect from the outside, the people who smile in photographs while quietly falling apart in private. Cecilia's ending is earned. It is painful. And there is a kind of quiet devastation in how much she had to sacrifice to get to freedom. What it cost her. What it cost her children. What it took to finally be believed. But she gets there. And the final twist, which I will say involves a revelation about Ted that recontextualizes nearly everything you thought you understood about their relationship, is the kind of ending that makes you immediately want to go back to page 1 and read it all again with new eyes. That's the Freida McFadden signature, and she delivers it here in full force. The divorce is about more than one woman's marriage. It's about the architecture of control. How controlling partners rarely look like monsters. They look charming, thoughtful, attentive. They build dependence slowly, over years, until the person they're with can no longer clearly see the walls of the cage they're living in. It's about the courage it takes to trust your own instincts when everyone around you, including you, has been taught to dismiss them. It's about what we owe ourselves and what we owe our children, and how those two things sometimes collide in the most painful possible ways. And at its core, this book is about a simple, devastating truth. Love can be used as a weapon, and the people who wield it most effectively are often the ones you never suspect. So, where does The Divorce land on the shelf of Freida McFadden's work? Honestly, it belongs near the top. If you loved The Housemaid for its slow burn domestic tension and its devastatingly clever structure, this book will hit the same nerves. The pacing is exceptional. The narrator's voice is intimate and vulnerable in a way that makes you feel genuinely afraid on her behalf. And the villain, Ted, is one of the most quietly terrifying characters McFadden has written, precisely because of how normal he seems. What makes this book special isn't the twists, though the twists are excellent. It's the emotional truth underneath them. It's the way McFadden writes a woman learning to trust herself again, in real time, under conditions that would break most people. That's the kind of writing that stays with you. Rating, 4.8 out of 5 stars. An absolute must-read for psychological thriller fans. If this summary hit you somewhere deep, if you've been thinking about picking up The Divorce or any of Freida McFadden's books, I hope this gave you everything you needed to decide. And if you want more breakdowns like this one, Full summaries, character deep dives, twist explanations, and honest reviews of the thrillers everyone is talking about? Subscribe to this channel. We drop new content every week, and trust me, you do not want to miss what's coming next. Hit the like button if this added value to your day. Drop a comment below. Did the ending shock you? I want to know your take. Until next time, stay curious, stay suspicious, and never judge a marriage by its cover photo.